Hey Vikas, welcome to our first series of Prax Convos. Wonderful to have you here. What's your advice, Vikas, to younger and sort of more middle scale startups? You guys obviously are large and have the resources to overcome, this kind of a situation. To the younger and the smaller and the middle scale startups who are building their business and have been in the growth phase, what's your advice? How should they plan the next few months? How should they re-accelerate?
I think irrespective of small, large organization at our scale, the fundamentals are going to be rewritten for everyone. It is not something that is going to be different for a smaller business or a larger business. I think there are two things which need to be looked at and what we are also looking at. And most organizations, if you think, are looking at it from that lens. One is identifying the need and want. So if you can start differentiating on each expense, each effort, each input on resources that you are doing, is this a need or this a want? Now it can be a office space. Need pre-exists, want you create. Having a fancy office can be part of want, but the need is that you need just a sitting space. Can it be solved through a co-working space? Do you need to have that much fixed cost attached to you? Those are the questions you will start answering for yourself. And it also brings to that simple fact that you will challenge all your assumptions. This is a new normal. You have to accept it, and you have to start redefining the set of rules that you want to work with. Now, I'll give you a very classic example which happened with us. So we thought moving the team to work from home would be a big challenge for certain teams. And as the assumption would go, we thought customer service would be the team which would be most difficult to move given the nature of service. You have desktop, you have tied up login, logouts, and you literally have everything tied in a small cubicle for him, and that becomes his workspace in which you never imagine can be beyond that. Now there are teams which we thought get easily moved from home, like the sales team or whatever. To our surprise, given the nature of sales team that they need to interact among themselves and the client, they had the biggest challenge to move versus the call center. Call center was the easiest thing we had to do to move. Now that brings to the point that you always thought that call center has to be in a premise controlled by you to have a visibility, but you go back to challenging your assumptions. So understanding need and want and understanding what are the assumptions in each will help you take your business decisions, and that would be the sum. That would sum everything for you in terms of where you allocate resources and what you spend your resources on. The second is speed and discipline. What you need to do is decide and move fast. There is no other way. This is not something which will unfold for you on its own or it become normal on its own. If you wait for the market to do things for you, then you will be forced to accept what market throws at you. You need to decide for yourself what are those needs and wants quickly and be disciplined about it. There will be resistance, there will be uncomfortable calls that you need to take, but understand that's in interest of the business, that's in interest of the human manpower that you are valuing, and that's in interest of the long-term consumer that you want to bring on the table. So that becomes really important. So first point, identifying need and want, which clearly defines that this is essential for business, and then acting swiftly on it and being ruthless about it. There's no other way to do it.
This is also just one follow-up question is, do you think this is going to create a cleanup situation where I think some of the underperforming or the less profitable or the less efficient, mid-scale or even the smaller startups would sort of, vanish, and the more competitive ones would continue and take the growth curve that comes after a couple of months?
I'll go to that point that it's a question of need and want. So if your business is built which is serving an underlying need of a consumer, you will not face the challenge. If you are creating something which will be fueled or which will be addressed by the additional money a consumer would have, that would face a challenge. So supply of essentials will never be a challenge. So supply of essentials which have a luxury tag to it will have a challenge. So from a business perspective, you have to decide and see which is the segment that you're going after. Consumers will be limited on the cash front. They will make some hard disciplined choices when it comes to the spending they do now. There will be segment which naturally will get benefit out of it. Health insurance is one I feel will get more traction. Consumers will become much more receptive to it. Safeguarding their future cash flows, so their saving percentage from the consumer would increase. What all it will do is limit the cash flow in the market and the national spend they used to do. Now that will impact the nature of business you have. Efficiencies will be measured, and fundraise would obviously be difficult. So for businesses which have a tight cash crunch situation, will obviously feel the heat. Consolidation will definitely happen in the industry now. More and more synergistic value will get created, and people will look at offering a more stronger value proposition than defending a meeker or weaker value proposition and building on it. And that's where questions on unit economics and EBITDA will become more important rather than the business idea or things like that. So efficient business which focuses on unit economics, which is addressing the need of the consumer, will not face the challenge, be it of any size. On the other scale, if it is addressing a want with a price tag which is good to have, or which will be additional burden on the consumer, will face a challenge. The consumer spending will go down.
Thanks, Vikas. It's always been fantastic talking to you, and thanks so much for your time. We sincerely wish you and 1mg all the best, and you guys hopefully continue with the growth trajectory you guys have been on. And stay safe. Wish all the best and all the health to you, your friends, colleagues, family, everyone. So thank you so much.